Hello everyone, welcome to Jolly Molly TV. Today we're going to stitch out another fun block in Kimberbell's Candy Corn Quilt Shop. So today we're going to work on this block right here, which is the Home Sweet Haunted Home block in a cute little embroidery hoop. That's what we're going to do today. So let's go ahead and just get started, and I'll meet you over at the machine. Okay, now we're at the machine. I've put a new bobbin in the bottom with white thread in it, so we're ready to go. I have put a piece of poly no-show mesh stabilizer into my 5x7 hoop. This design is going to be 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches, so we need to use a 5x7 hoop to stitch this out. Okay, so I'll put that in. My needle is good. Recommendations are to change your needle after every 8 hours of stitching. So I'll be good for this block, and then I'll switch it out before I do the next block. So that is good. So let me switch to the screen display so that we can see how we're going to add the designs on the computer, so to speak, so that we can stitch this out. For reference, I have a Brother Dream machine, the original one, so you can kind of have a guideline as to the screen and the software that I'm using that was built into the Dream machine. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and load the designs so we can get started. So we're going to click on Embroidery. I have them on a flash drive, so I'm going to go to the flash drive. Then we're going to go to Candy Corn. I have a couple projects on here, but we'll go to Candy Corn. And we're going to load the quilting designs first. So let's go to quilting. And because this block, when it's all squared up and finished, it's going to be 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. You can see this if you're in the Kimberbell instruction book. Look at page 15. Page 15, and at the top you'll see where it says squared finished block 4.5 to 4.5 inches. That's at the top of the page on the right. It's because that's what our block is going to be finished at. We want to load a quilting design that will fit in that size, which will be the 4x4. So with your seam allowance and everything stitched in, the 4x4 will be perfect. So let's select the 4x4. It looks good. It's a cute little candy corn design. So I'm going to click Set. And it brought it in. Okay, and if you're doing multiple quilting designs, Kimberbell has like a little guide if you've purchased the bundle of the quilting designs, and it will tell you which design to pull up for which block. I've chosen to just go with a single quilting design for the entire project. So it'll be kind of cohesive. I can make the quilting blend in when I want it to blend in, or I can make it pop when I want it to make it pop. So I'm going to use the same design for all of the blocks. So I've chosen the candy corn. So it brought it in. Everything looks good. Now we're going to click Add, because I want to go back to my flash drive and I want to add the applique part to it. So go back to Candy Corn, and then I want to go to the folder I've labeled Main Quilt. And now I'm going to be looking for this one, the Home Sweet Haunted Home block. So I'm going to click on that, and brought it in nicely. Click Set, and it brings it in right on top of the quilting. Everything looks good, and I click Embroidery, and that puts it into place. So we're ready to go. So we're going to go back to the machine. And because the fabric for this block, if you're using the kit, the Kimberbell fabric kit, is a black piece of fabric, I'm going to be doing most of this first part of the journey here in black. I put black thread in the top of my machine, and it'll actually stitch out a placement line for the batting. It can tack down the batting in black because we're not going to see it at all. Then we're going to be putting the fabric down, and that'll be black thread on black fabric. So I went ahead and put the black in. That saves from switching out the thread. And you will never see these tack down stitches at all because they're going to be literally built inside the quilt block. So let's go ahead and stitch out the placement line for the batting. We're going to put the foot down and press go. Nice and easy to see too, huh? All right, so go ahead and put your batting down. I'm using a scrap piece from another project, so mine's a little bit bigger than what it needs to be, but I'm just going to line her up and make sure that the sides are covered and the top is covered. And if you have a smaller piece, the bottom as well. And then I'm going to put the foot down and either tape this down or do what I do, but make sure you keep your fingers away from the moving needle. All right, now let's take this hoop out of the machine. We're going to take it over the table and we're going to cut away the excess batting. So now we're back at the machine, the hoop is back on, and our batting is all trimmed up nicely. So now let's stitch the placement line for the fabric. Foot down and go. Okay, now we're going to put the fabric down. Now, if you're using the fabric in the kit, it is directional. Okay, so you can see here I've got the lines and the witch, which is on this side. If you can see her, she's up or going in the up direction. You don't want to go like this because she'll be cockeyed. So make sure you've got the fabric going in the correct direction so that the top is on the top and the bottom is on the bottom. Then line it up, center it, make sure that you've got plenty of room on the top and the bottom, which we do. And I'm just going to lay it down here. You can either tape it down or do what I do, foot down. Just keep your fingers away from the needle. And let's tack it down. And now for my favorite part. Now the machine is automatically moved on to the quilting design. So we're just going to sit back and relax, fast forward through this, and let's watch it stitch out the quilting design. Foot down and go. Oh, I love the look of that. Okay, so now we need to stitch out the placement line for the center of the hoop fabric, which is a kind of a off-white fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and put white thread in the top of the machine. Okay, so with white thread in the top of the machine, let's go ahead and stitch out the placement line. Foot down and go. Okay, so now we're going to put the fabric down. Make sure you've got the fabric right side up. And we're going to go ahead and place it. Make sure that you have all 4 sides covered. With a little bit of room there, we're good. Double check it. And I want to use my stylus on this one because the piece of fabric's a little smaller. Put the foot down and go. So now let's take this over to the table and we're going to trim away all this excess fabric. It's looking good. Okay, we've got that all trimmed up. Hoop is back on the machine. And I've gone ahead and put black thread up on top because now we're going to stitch out the word home twice. Once at the top of the hoop and once at the bottom. So black thread up on top, foot down, and go. Here we go. It is really coming together now. Okay, so now we're going to stitch the words in the middle, Sweet Haunted. And so I want to put an orange thread up in the top of the machine. Okay, orange is now on top and foot down. And let's stitch out the word Sweet Haunted. Ooh, I am loving this. Okay, next step is going to be to stitch the tightening screw fill, which is a silver. And I'm going to make it match the silver thread that I used on the last video, which was the boo block. I'm going to use the same silver, so they all kind of have the matching hoop. So let's put silver thread in the top of your machine. Okay, so let's stitch out the tightening screw. Foot down and go. Okay, we've got one last color to stitch out, and that's going to be the kind of an ivory that I've chosen for the outside of the hoop. So let's put this thread in the top of the machine. Ready? Let's stitch out the outside of the hoop. I love it. Oh, this is so cute. Look at that. All right, let's take this over to the table and let's finish this up. Isn't this so cute? I just love this project. Kimberbell just comes out with some of the cutest stuff. Love it. All right, so just take it out of the hoop. All right, we're going to put this hoop out of the way. Then, if you have one, this is the time to get out your rotating cutting mat and your Kimberbell orange pop ruler. And the one that we're looking for is where it says cut size 4.5 by 4.5 inches. Okay, and if you see this outside stitch line, that actually is a magical lineup mark, because Kimberbell has programmed this not only to be the tack down, but to actually show you where we're going to line the ruler up and we're going to trim this up. So if you position the orange pop ruler right around it, look at that. It's almost like a perfect lineup. These rulers really make your life a lot easier when it comes time to squaring up these blocks. Okay, you can do it with a regular ruler too as well. You just line it up with that stitch line and trim. But these orange pop rulers make it a lot easier, kind of foolproof, so I don't really have to worry about it. So I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to use the rotating mat, turn it ever so slightly. I'm going to put my fingers down here, and I'm going to put my blade in this notch, and I'm going to keep the blade up against the left side of this all the way into that notch. Go slow. There's no race, and we don't want any sliced fingers. Then I just very gently turn the mat. Notice I'm not turning the block. I'm turning the mat. Same thing. Blade down. Very slow. All the way over. Turn. Same thing again. Hold it down. If it moves a little bit, not a problem. You can realign it before you make the cut. I like this one moved just a smidgy. And in we go. And we're cut. And let's see how I did. All right, got a couple, oh, just one corner, which is not a problem. That usually happens on me because I don't get a good running start in that first little slot before I go. Not a problem, easily fixed. You have like a little picture frame at the end. Put that aside and look at how cute that block is. Isn't that adorable? So now you have that block, and then if we put it together with the block that we did last time, look what you did. We are on our way. Aren't those super cute? Just so cute. All right. Well, I hope you had fun with this block. And stay tuned. Come back here again on Jolly Molly TV, where on the next video, we're going to do the little spider eek block to match this. So I hope you like this video. Please click the like button because YouTube likes to see if people like the videos. And please subscribe to my channel. That helps me do what I do for you. And I truly, truly appreciate it. So I hope you had fun this time. And I hope to see you here for the next video here on Jolly Molly TV. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.